Well, hello, everybody. They're working to stop this pipeline through Roxbury. I grew up in the greater Boston area, so I know pretty much the terrain, and I couldn't be more grateful to you all for taking on this fight. Let me try and put it in a tiny bit of context for you. You guys are rightfully fighting against all the health and safety hazards that come, locally there. And that's how many people will be convinced to join you. But let me try to put it in the larger global context. You are not alone. 4 years ago, we started this fight against the Keystone Pipeline down out of the tar sands of Canada. And ever since then, as one natural gas executive said recently in a speech, there's been a Keystoneization, that's what he called it, of every pipeline project in the country and really around the world. But there's people right now, every day talking with people in Pennsylvania, in New York, in Minnesota, in Oregon, every place around the world, people fighting new fossil fuel infrastructure. And it's so important for so many reasons. As you know, climate change is the biggest problem that human beings have ever stumbled into. And so far, we're just stumbling in deeper. Every time we build another one of these pipelines, we stumble in that much deeper because think about it, it's designed to last for 40 or 50 years, which means it'll extend the life of the fossil fuel age another 40 or 50 years, even though it should be abundantly clear to us all that we've got other sources of power that are coming online and coming online fast. The price of solar panels is dropping like a rock. We know how to use wind now. In fact, Boston's one of those tragic stories where we know how to use wind, but a handful of millionaires on Cape Cod don't want to look at wind turbines on the distant horizon. They'd rather stick you with this kind of stuff. We can't have frack gas increasing across this country, the kind of stuff they want to push through that pipeline. We can't because we now know, there's been a lot of science in even the last 18 months to demonstrate that the release of unburned methane, the leakage from the fracking process, is enough to make this stuff dirtier than coal. And in general, we can't have new fossil fuel infrastructure because the carbon load on the planet is simply too high already. Darn it. This is the thing that should be most obvious to our leaders. 2015 is the warmest year that we've ever had on this planet. We're watching as the Arctic melts. We're watching as the oceans, including Boston Harbor, acidify quickly from all that carbon in the atmosphere. We're watching horrendous storms and floods and droughts across the planet, and yet they want to keep building more of this stuff. It's crazy. We know why. We know who the biggest owner, say, of fracked gas leases in the country is. It's ExxonMobil. And what have we found out about ExxonMobil this year? We found out that they lie. That they've lied for 25 years to keep us from doing anything about climate change. That disgusting deceit is part of what y'all are standing up against. And so know that as we head towards Paris, for these big climate talks, as we do all the other work of this burgeoning global movement, we take great inspiration from the work that you guys are doing there. You are a big part of something big. And, I know so many of the people who are working on this, and I'm grateful, among other things, to my old friend Marla for giving me the chance to send you a message. And that message is just one of great respect and solidarity. Time to bring the fossil fuel age to an end by not building new fossil fuel infrastructure, by building instead that clean energy that we now know how to use and have got to use. Nothing could be more important. Thank you so much for your leadership.